All right, today we're talking closing costs. What are they and what exactly are you paying for? All right, so what are closing costs? Closing costs are the costs associated with the transaction or the purchase of your home this year. Not to be mistaken for the down payment. A lot of people think that if they have a 3% down payment, all they have to bring to the closing table is 3% of the purchase price. So if the purchase price was $100,000, they bring $3,000, bing, bang, boom, you're done. That is completely false. You have other costs associated that are going to be rolled into that down payment that you have to bring all the money at once to the table. So typically, if you have a zero down program, I've had clients in the past think that, a zero down program, I don't have to put anything down, we don't have to bring any money to the table. No, false. Your down payment is zero, but you still have those closing costs associated with it. So what are those closing costs? We'll talk about that right now. Number one, insurance. Your mortgage company likes to see you pay for a year in advance of insurance up front. So at the closing, they want you to make sure that you've paid the entire year up front. So whatever that 12-month cost is in insurance, you're going to have that. Typically, it's $1,000 to $2,000 depending on the size of the house. So that is a big part of the closing costs. Number two, you're going to have fees from the title company. You're going to have what's called a mortgage policy. So your lender also requires you to have what's called a mortgage title policy, just ensuring the lender that title is clear of any liens or any issues that may be there. So that is a bulk of the cost. And then you also may have a closing fee, depending on the title company that you use. That fee can vary from $200 to $500. So make sure you check with your agent on which title companies may have the cheapest closing fee, okay? Number three, and the final one, obviously, is your mortgage costs or your lender costs. A lot of times you'll see terminology like origination fee. You're going to see if you've purchased points or bought points. They usually say that's if you're buying a better rate. At the time you got pre-approved, your lender probably spoke about that with you. You're going to have things like the appraisal, things like maybe little recording fees. They may fee you to death, once again, depending on the lender that you're using and what fees they charge. Some lenders charge a flat fee, some charge a percentage. It just really depends on who you're going to go with. So really, all those together, those are your closing fees. If you need a good idea of what those fees are going to be together, I would take 5% of the total price. So I would take 5% of the purchase price of the house. So if the house is $100,000, you would take $5,000 and set those aside for closing costs. Now that's a conservative number. Typically we say between 3 and 5% for closing costs. But if, like I said, if you want to estimate and you want to be on the conservative side, 5%. So that's it. That is closing costs in a nutshell. If you ever have any questions about it, please feel free, reach out. We're always here for our clients and everybody involved. Thank you guys. If you like what you're seeing, please hit the like button and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.